Welcome back to their video, and in today's video we finally have our WrestleMania 41 predictions, the long-awaited event, the biggest event of wrestling of the year. So yeah, should be pretty fun. A lot of matches. Still have time for a few more matches to get added. But how we feeling?
Yeah, so far, there's potential for maybe the SmackDown tag titles to sneak onto the WrestleMania card. Maybe even the Women's United States title could sneak on there. And maybe some surprise match that may pop up here or there. You never know. But we're going with what we have on the card as of right now. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Alright, we're going to start off with the official Night 1 card. And we're going to start things off with the War Raiders take on the New Day for the World Tag Team Champions. Who do you have for this one?
I am going to go with the New Day here. I think I'm hoping for something involving Big E here. Maybe not in ring work or anything like that, obviously, but just something involving Big E.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to New Day as well. I think it's about time we start going forward with this New Day as a heel faction. So I think with them winning the tag team belts is a good way to kickstart that. And yeah, I would like to see something from Big E. I don't know necessarily what we could possibly get, but yeah, I'm gonna go for the New Day for this one. And then next up we have Rey Mysterio taking El Grande Americano. Who do you have for this one?
I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio here. I think it only makes sense for the luchador to beat the fake luchador. And obviously Rey Mysterio is one of the greatest of all time, so there's that as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio as well. Yeah, I mean, it seems like an easy setup for Rey Mysterio to get the win here. And hopefully this El Grande Americana thing can kind of wrap up quicker than what it kind of seems to be. Next up, though, we have Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. And who do you have for this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go Jade Cargill. I think I want to see a big babyface win here from Jade. I expect this match to be very good. This is going to be what I said of Jay and Jimmy Uso last year. I think this could steal the night for sure in Night 1. And yeah, there's a lot of exciting matches, of course, on Night 1. But I think this one, they're going to be going all out to try to prove their point that they deserve their spot here.
Yeah, this one is pretty tough because you obviously have Jade Cargill, who is our first singles match at WrestleMania, Naomi, who is doing great character work with this feud with Jade Cargill. So it's kind of hard to pick one. I'm going to go with Jade Cargill to get the babyface win here and hopefully set up maybe some type of title shot down the line for later in the year. Yeah. Then next up for the United States Champion, we had LA Knight take on Jacob Fatu. Who do you have for this one?
I'm going to go with a quick and easy match for Jacob Fatu. I think he beats him, not quickly, I don't think he squashes him or anything, but I think it'll be a sub 10-minute match.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jacob Fatu as well. It seems like we finally get a new United States champion, someone like Jacob Fatu, to hopefully restore the championship, kind of like how Gunther or Sami Zayn did with the Intercontinental Champion. Do it here with Jacob Fatu and the United States champion. And next up, another great match. We have Tiffany Stratton taking on Charlotte Flair for the Women's Champion. Who do you have for this one?
I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton here. I think at first I was probably leaning more towards Charlotte Flair, but I am going to go with Tiffany Stratton to get the big win here. I think it means more for her to get the win than it does for Charlotte. Charlotte could kind of get that belt at any time. She could even beat her at Backlash and I'd be fine with it. However, I do want Tiffany to get the big WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tiffany as well. I definitely could see where Charlotte does get the win here, but I do agree that it feels like Tiffany should win here. The way the feud's been going, Charlotte's kind of got the upper hand pretty much every time, besides the past few weeks where Tiffany's kind of got these sly remarks in before things ended. But yeah, I think Tiffany has a better chance than Charlotte, and plus I just want to see Tiffany have a longer reign with the champion. Yep. And then next up for the World Heavyweight Champion, we have our other Royal Rumble winner, Gunther, taking on Jey Uso, as mentioned, for the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, this is a match that I am excited for, regardless of, all the stuff going on with Jey Uso and whatnot. Because I do expect Gunther to put on a good match no matter who it is. And I do think that Jey Uso, through all of the stuff that's kind of been tossed on him and things that he kind of put himself in as well, I do think that the reputation of him is a little lower in ring than what I think it actually is. I think he's better than what people think. Maybe not by a huge margin or anything, but I do think that he's better than what people think. And I do expect Gunther to be able to carry the weight even if not.
Yeah, hopefully this match can deliver. I think Jey Uso can really could really afford a good match here with Gunther. because if it's another bad match, I am kind of scared. Obviously, in WWE, it doesn't really matter too much. You can still be top guy. So I'm not saying that, a bad match ruins Jey Uso forever, but for my sake, I would really like for him to have a good match. However, I am going to go with Gunther to win this match. I do want Gunther to win. I think it means more to everybody if Gunther were to win. Obviously, it's nice to have Jey get that big babyface win, but I think a little character development where he doesn't succeed the first try, and have Gunther be his kryptonite. Let this go on for a little bit longer if you have to. Kind of in a way where Cody and Roman had it. It's not tough to the full extent. I don't want to see this match again next year at Mania, but make him get it down the line. And yeah, I think Gunther's reign could be way better and should have been way better than what it has been.
I'm going to go Jey Uso myself.
And then in the main event of night one, we have Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match. Who do you have for this one?
So, Annette, going into it before we watched the Raw before WrestleMania, of course, I had Seth Rollins. However, after the promo that he cut at the end, after he kind of stood tall over everybody, I just don't really think that Paul Heyman is going to stand tall on the Monday before Mania, walk out with Paul Heyman, and get the win. I don't think all three of those things are going to happen, so one of them isn't going to happen, and the one I think isn't going to happen is him winning, unfortunately. And I am going to give the win to Roman Reigns, which is probably a person that doesn't need it more than anyone. However, I do not want Punk to win because I would like the story of him losing here, and that being the story going into the next Mania if he wants to win at the next Mania or maybe win a title or whatever the story may be. But I don't necessarily want Punk to win.
Yeah, unfortunate for you, though. I am going with CM Punk. I do think the odds are in his favor, obviously, with Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins definitely has a good case to win this match as well, obviously. But I'm going to go with Punk. I think first time in an event, I feel like they aren't going to I feel like they shouldn't overbook this too much with a whole bunch of shenanigans. Hopefully, it is kind of a simple and not just chaotic, just rambunctious match. But yeah, should be pretty good. Yeah, let's get on to night two now. We're going to start off with the women's tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, take on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, I expect just something in this match. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe a Roxanne Perez interference. Maybe Bayley and Lyra don't work out as a team and they end up, fighting mid-match or something. Maybe Alexa Bliss can come in and kind of scare Liv Morgan, cause a distract. I don't know. I expect something to happen during this match in some capacity. And I do expect Liv and Raquel to walk out as the winners at the end.
Yeah, I would very much hope Liv and Raquel get this one here. It makes no sense for Bayley and Lyra to get the win here just because they're on a real tag team. They don't need the tag team champions. Lyra is the Intercontinental Champion, and she's not even defending her title on the card. So I'm going to go with Liv and Raquel. Next up, we have AJ Styles and Logan Paul in a nothing match. But who do you got, though?
This is a tough one because obviously I don't necessarily want Logan Paul to win. However, I do think that is going to be the direction we go. At least they go. If it was me, I'd book AJ Styles to, get a big win here. But I do think Logan Paul could probably use a win here. I think AJ could too. But I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more towards Logan Paul for some reason in this prediction.
I am going to go with AJ Styles. I do not think this should be any world where Logan Paul should be beating AJ Styles. Don't care what year it is, but AJ Styles should always beat Logan Paul. I don't care what the circumstance it is. He could have one leg and one eyeball. He should still be winning the match. So yeah, I'm going with AJ Styles. Hopefully this is still a banger match. Some Logan Paul matches are obviously great. He can't be pulling off these crazy stunts, but hopefully it has some depth to it. I think AJ Styles could really bring that out of him.
Yeah, I want AJ to get the win here, and I do think this match will deliver, and it will be really good. But I don't know. Something's telling me Logan's going to get the win for some reason. I don't know why.
But going on next, we have the Intercontinental Champion in a Fatal 4-Way match where Braun Breaker takes on Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. Who do you have for this one?
So I'm going to go Dominic Mysterio here. Obviously, we kind of seen Penta stand tall on the night before here, or the Raw before here. But, yeah, I think Dominic probably should be the winner. He'd be a great transitional champion. He's a great heel. It'll kind of define the split between Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. Could send him back to the singles division. There's a lot of good that can happen from Dominic winning. And, yeah, I think I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, I definitely don't mind that. That probably would be my second pick. However, I am going to go with Penta. I feel like he's only right. He gets the championship here. He's had a great 2025 so far. Ever since the debut, it's been great. So I think now we finally reward him. Depending on what you do with Ray Phoenix on SmackDown, maybe he goes after that United States champion, and maybe he wins it down the line. But yeah, I think Penta definitely is deserving. Really, anybody who wins this match, I don't mind at all. Obviously, Finn is kind of very unlikely because it's Finn Balor, but yeah, should be a pretty fun match, and should probably be kind of a dark horse match of the night.
Yeah, for sure.
And then next up, we have a Sin City Street fight between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. And who do you have for this one?
This is a match that I wasn't excited for at all. Pretty much when they first announced it, everyone was kind of saying that Drew deserved a better match, deserved a better spot, deserved maybe even a title match, and all these different things. However, leading into it, I've really become to like this. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, I think, will put on an amazing match just regular. Now that it's in a Sin City Street fight, I think that adds even more levels to it. However, I am going to go with Drew McIntyre to get the big win here. I think we've seen them try different things with Damian Priest to try to get him to be the big baby face or the big heel. Nothing's really worked out. We've seen the Money in the Bank wins. We've seen the cash in at the WrestleMania, and it really hasn't went too far, honestly. And I think Drew McIntyre has a higher ceiling than what Damian Priest currently has.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre as well. I am in the same boat where I do think he needs to win a little bit more. It also just feels like there's actually stuff for him to do if he does get the win here. I feel like if even Damian Priest gets the win, I don't think he's going after the world champion. I don't think he's going to be a contender. However, Drew McIntyre can still be that guy. I'm not saying that Damian Priest won't get like a title shot of some sort, but as an actual contender, an actual threat to the champion, to me, Drew McIntyre just stands a little bit ahead of him. But yeah, in our next match, we have the Women's World Champion in the triple threat match between Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. And who do you have for this one?
So this is by far, I think, the hardest match to choose on the entire WrestleMania card. Both nights, I think, yeah, this is just the hardest match anyone could win, and I think it'd be amazing. If Io wins, she's one of my favorites. It's awesome. She puts on some of the greatest in-ring matches in WWE at the moment. Rhea Ripley, everyone loves her, but she's probably, in this situation, my least favorite to win. And then there's Bianca, someone who I love. She's amazing. I mean, she kind of does it all. There's a story you could go with her and Naomi. There's a story you could go with her and Jade as well. So there's a lot of cool things you could do with her. So my pick is going to be Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I definitely really like that. Again, I do agree that to me, Rhea Ripley is kind of the odd one out where I don't kind of want her to win this championship. It feels like she had a bit too much. But for me, I am going to go with Io Sky to retain. With her just winning it, I would hate for her to just win it and lose the champion again, because why don't we just have Rhea Ripley lose at Mania? I get it kind of has the way to get this match to happen, but I feel like you could have did it a little bit better without Io Sky winning it just to lose again. But yeah, I definitely agree that Io and Bianca, whoever wins, can't complain at all. Even if Rhea does, it still won't be bad at the end of the day, because she is, one of the most over women and most over people on the roster, so it only makes sense. And then in the main event of WrestleMania 41 Night 2 is Cody Rhodes, John Cena for the undisputed WWE Champion.
Yeah, so going into it, and as of the recording of this, of course, we have not watched the SmackDown. It has not happened yet. But I am a little underwhelmed with this match, especially as the main event. There's a lot of matches I probably would have put over it if I'm being completely honest. However, I do obviously understand why it's there. It's John Cena as a heel. It's Cody Rhodes, the world champion. It's all of that. And, I think it'll be a good match as well. I don't really know what to expect from this match. We haven't seen Cena really say anything about why he's done anything that he has done. We haven't seen any involvement from The Rock or Travis Scott or any of that nature. So I'm not sure which direction this match is going to go, if there's just going to be a good in-ring storytelling match, or is it going to be like WrestleMania 40 where all these people are going to be involved, there's going to be weapons involved, there's going to be ref distractions, ref bumps, and all these other things. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do here, but I am excited for it, and I am going to go with John Cena.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. I am going to go John Cena as well. Yeah, I think it's right to him get the 17th time. I don't think we always had to have the babyface come out on top at the end of the night. We've seen before 2 years ago with Roman Reigns. I think Cody Rhodes can also just use maybe a reset. I don't know where he goes. Obviously, he could probably have a rematch with Cena. But Cena as a world champion needs to happen this year. And now is the perfect time to go on the biggest stage of them all.
Yeah, for sure.
What matches are you looking forward to on each night? What's your favorite match from each night?
On night one, I'm not sure. Probably Tiffany Charlotte. Honestly, I think with all the stuff kind of leading into it of the backstage rumors, yada yada, all that stuff. I think it made it a little bit more interesting to me. I think they'll just hit a little harder. It'll be a little bit more aggressive, I think, and at least that's what I'm hoping for here.
Yeah. Then what about night two?
I'm gonna say the triple threat women's match for the title. Either that or maybe even the Priest McIntyre fight, because I think that'll be amazing.
Yeah. But that will do it for our WrestleMania 41 predictions. Let us know your predictions on the comments below. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It will catch you guys in the next one.